Welcome to CodeQuest podcast, listeners. I think we all know the old advice about resumes, right?
Yeah, make sure they're perfect, tailor them to the job, all that.
Exactly. But we're ditching that today. We're going deeper because, honestly, just sending a resume,
Doesn't cut it. Not anymore.
especially in tech,
Yeah.
and especially with AI becoming such a big deal, companies are looking for something more.
Way more. It's like AI is raising the bar in ways people don't even realize.
Okay, so that's intriguing. We've got some sources today that suggest some really unexpected ways to stand out. But first, what does that even mean? AI is raising the bar. What does that look like for someone who wants a tech job?
Well, think about it. It used to be enough to just be like a really good coder. You knew your languages, you could build stuff.
The classic skills.
But AI is changing what's possible. So now it's not just about coding. It's about understanding how to use these AI tools, how they fit into the whole picture.
So it's not that coding is obsolete, but it's like level 2 now?
Kind of. Like years ago, if you were a graphic designer, you just needed to know print. Then the web came along and suddenly...
You had to know that too.
Exactly. Is that kind of shift happening? Tech's always been fast-moving, but AI is accelerating things.
So if someone's listening and they're like, okay, I get it, resumes aren't enough, what do I do? One thing our sources keep talking about is building your online persona.
Ah, yes, this is huge. See, a resume is just facts, skills, dates. It's flat.
But this persona,
Yeah.
it's about showing who you are, what you're passionate about.
And how you think. That's the key. Employers want to see initiative. They want to see you taking the lead, not just waiting for instructions.
It's like imagine a hiring manager is looking at two candidates. One has a perfect resume, but that's it. The other
has a blog. And on that blog, they've written this amazing post about solving a really tough coding problem, maybe even using some AI tricks.
Suddenly, that candidate is way more interesting. They've shown what they can do.
Showing, not telling. That's the heart of it.
And there are so many ways to do this now. Our sources mention blogging, LinkedIn, X, even things like podcasts and videos.
Each platform has its strengths and weaknesses, for sure. But the point is, there's something out there for everyone. You don't have to be on every platform, but...
You gotta be somewhere.
Exactly. It can feel kind of overwhelming, though, right? Like, where do you even start with all this?
I was just going to say that it's easy to get analysis paralysis.
For sure. And the thing is, you don't have to do everything. Pick the platform that feels right for you.
Yeah, like if you're someone who loves writing,
Blogging could be a great fit.
but if you're more visual, maybe video's your thing. TikTok, YouTube.
Or if you're super hands-on, maybe you skip all that and go straight to GitHub.
Okay, good point. So let's break down some of these options. We've got to start somewhere.
Sure. So blogging, that's your classic in-depth content, right? Like if
Yeah.
you want to really explore a topic.
Yeah, it's more long form than a tweet or a LinkedIn post.
Exactly. You can get into the nitty-gritty, share code examples, tutorials.
I think people get intimidated, though. They
Yeah.
think they need to be like Hemingway to have a blog.
Oh, not at all. In fact, I think the best blogs are the ones that sound human.
Real.
Yeah. Like, you're just having a conversation with the reader, share your struggles, the things you learn.
Because everyone's at a different stage in their journey.
For sure. So don't be afraid to just share your process. Someone out there will find it helpful.
And the cool thing about blogs is you can experiment with different formats. It doesn't have to be all words. You can have diagrams, code snippets.
You can even embed videos.
Okay, so that's blogging. What about LinkedIn? It feels like everyone's on there these days.
LinkedIn is interesting. It's become less about just finding a job.
And more about building your reputation before you need a job.
Exactly. It's like your online resume is always there, always evolving.
And you're connecting with people in your field.
That's key. Don't just be on LinkedIn. Use it. Share articles, comment on posts, start discussions.
That shows you're engaged, you're part of the community.
And don't be afraid to, celebrate your wins, got a promotion, finished a tough project, let people know.
Yeah, show off a little. Not brag it
Yeah.
if it's true.
Right. Okay, so we've talked words, we've talked connections, but what about the actual code? That's where GitHub comes in.
Yeah, GitHub is like the developer's playground.
It's where you show, not just tell. Your code is right there for people to see.
So it's more than just like storing your projects. It's about how you present them.
Big time. First off, make sure your profile is up to date. Have a good photo, a clear bio.
First impressions matter, even online.
Totally. Then, for each project, you need a good README.
The README is like the instruction manual. What is this project? How do I use it?
And it shows you care about making your work accessible.
It's like imagine you're showing off your woodworking project, but there are no instructions on how you built it.
Yeah.
People are going to be confused.
Exactly. And then the code itself, keep it clean, organize it well.
Good comments, too.
Comments are your friend. Future you will thank you for writing good comments.
And other developers who might be looking at your code.
Absolutely. And then there's the whole version control thing. Git.
Git. Love it and hate it sometimes.
But it's essential, right? You're working on a project, making changes.
Git keeps track of everything so you don't accidentally break things.
And it lets you collaborate with others without stepping on each other's toes.
So show off those Git skills on GitHub. Use good commit messages. Organize your branches well.
It shows you know how to work in a team.
And while we're talking about teams, let's not forget open source contributions.
Oh, yeah. Open source is huge. It's a way to work on real-world projects, learn from others.
And give back to the community.
Plus, a lot of companies are looking for people with open source experience.
It shows you're passionate about tech, not just doing it for the paycheck.
Okay, so we've got blogs, LinkedIn, GitHub. Feeling overwhelmed yet?
Just a little. But there's one more platform I want to touch on because it's gotten so big. YouTube.
Oh, YouTube is a gold mine. There's so much great tech content on there.
Tutorials, coding challenges, reviews. And people are building whole careers on YouTube now.
If you're comfortable on camera, it can be a really powerful tool.
So what's your advice for using YouTube effectively?
First off, don't be afraid to just start, pick a topic you know well, and make a video about it.
Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just get it out there.
Exactly. As you make more videos, you'll get better.
And you can get creative. Use animations, screen recordings, make it fun.
People learn best when they're entertained.
And promote your videos everywhere. LinkedIn, Twitter, your blog. Get those views up.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. Blogging, LinkedIn, GitHub, YouTube.
It's a lot to take in. But there's one key takeaway I want to emphasize. Consistency.
Couldn't agree more. This isn't about doing one big thing and then disappearing.
It's about showing up regularly, putting in the effort.
It's like working out. You're not going to see results from one gym session.
But if you go consistently, over time,
you'll build those muscles.
and your online presence is kind of like that. It takes time to build it up.
Don't get discouraged if it feels slow at first. Just keep going. It's a journey, really. And you'll learn so much along the way, meet cool people.
Yeah, I think sometimes we focus so much on the goal that we forget to enjoy the process.
Totally. But I get it. Listening to all this, it can still feel like, okay, where do I start?
There are so many options. It's easy to feel stuck.
You don't have to do everything at once, though. Just pick one thing. What feels the most exciting?
Like, is it writing, video, maybe diving into some open source project?
Or maybe just focus on making your GitHub profile amazing. There's no right answer. It's about what feels right for you.
And then what? Just do that one thing.
Yeah. Start small, be consistent, even if it's just 30 minutes a day.
Okay, so it's like building a habit. Like going to the gym, you can't expect results from one workout.
Exactly. It's the consistency that matters.
Little by little, you build that online presence.
Brick by brick, every piece of content, every connection you make, it all adds up.
And that becomes the foundation for your career. Like you're not just saying, I'm good at this, you're showing it.
Right. So I think we should end with a challenge for our listeners. What's one small step you can take today?
Like right now, after listening to this, what's something actionable?
Maybe it's writing a blog post about that project you're proud of. Maybe it's updating your LinkedIn. Could even be just researching open source projects that sound interesting.
Whatever feels right, but make it real. Don't just think about it, do it.
Because in the tech world, action speaks louder than words.
Companies want to see that you're not just talking about being passionate and skilled.
Yeah.
You're actually out there doing it.
Building things, learning, sharing, that's what makes you stand out.
So that's our deep dive into building a tech presence that goes way beyond the resume. We hope this has given you some ideas and, more importantly, some motivation.
Don't underestimate the power of small steps consistently taken.
Keep coding, keep learning, and keep sharing. We'll see you in the next deep dive.